YouTube. I've been kicking around the internet for about 25 years now or so. And over that time, I've seen a lot of personal profiles. I've seen them through email. I've seen them on personal websites. I've seen them on, the old blogs. I've seen them uh, on Tumblr and Instagram, even some Facebook profiles, even though I don't have a Facebook. I've seen a lot of them. And one thing I've noticed is that there seems to be a specific brand of Christian that feels that it's very important to show the world that they are Christian right out of the gate. I particularly see this amongst women more than men. Um, and sometimes it's direct, follower of God, or, God above all. Sometimes it's a little more subtle, where they'll just have like a Bible quote, whatever their particular favorite Bible passage is, and they'll put that in right at the top of their profile, usually right under their name, or whatever handle they're using. And I'm always kind of surprised by that. I often always leave directly because I really don't want to be around someone that is that socially conservative, because to my mind, that's a sign of social conservatism. Now, I'm a theist. I wear holy symbols. I have a pentacle and I have an ankh. I wear them every day. I don't ever take them off. It's been years since I took these off. I think the last time I took these off was when I had to have a body scan done because I broke 4 ribs. And it's just part of me. But I don't introduce myself and say, "Hi, I'm James, pagan." It's not on my business card, my social media cards. I actually have business cards that I give to people. It has my name, it says my pronouns, and it links to my pertinent uh, social medias, YouTube, DeviantArt, Instagram, as well as my email address. Like, boom, here you go. That makes things very clean and easy if I want someone to have my contact information. And but nothing on there says that I'm a pagan. I just don't feel that it's necessary. I don't usually bring up religion, ever. If someone else brings it up, okay, it's a topic, I'm not avoiding it. I just don't think somebody else's religious beliefs are really any of my damn business. Sometimes it's easy to figure them out from their personal attire, or the holy symbols they're wearing, or their personal behavior. If they're praying 5 times a day, pretty good chance that they're Muslim. Um, if they're wearing particular types of clothing, headgear, body gear, things like that, it's a good chance that they're from a Muslim majority country, and that they are probably a practicing member of that faith. But I just don't care if I can't discern it from a glance what somebody's religious belief is. Again, it's not my business, and I don't care. I have been asked directly on many occasions. I had one woman I was training her. She was African, tiny little thing. And I was trying to train her, and she was physically having a hard time because she just was a very small person. She was built like an elf. And like half an hour after meeting me, she asked me if I was Christian. And then there have been people who have known me for years, like the better part of a decade, and didn't know my religion till, like one day they'll say an offhand comment, and I'll just say very casually, "No, I'm not Christian." And I had one guy ask me, he says, "Jewish?" I said, "No." "Islam?" I said, "No." Those were the only ones he could think of. After that, it was his tank was empty, and I explained it to him. But I didn't take it personally at all. But I do find it weird that so many Christians need to wear their faith right out there on their sleeve. They need everybody to know from the get-go that they are Christian. Why is that? What type of virtue signaling, to use a term from the right, is involved here? I just, like in American History X, when the main character goes to prison, one of the things he does immediately is take off his shirt and show off his Nazi symbols, his white national symbols. He says, "I'm throwing out," he said, "all I can do is throw out the flag and see what happens." And very quickly he's taken in by the white, the White Brotherhood. But regardless, it's one of the main white nationalist groups in prisons, and the storyline continues from there. So is that what that is? Is it throwing out the flag? If they're just pulling it up there and making sure everybody, to quote Tom Waits, it's hoist that flag. They're making sure everybody knows what they are, and that they are showing the world that what they are virtuous. That because they tell the world they're Christian, or they quote their favorite, or at least link to their favorite Bible passage, that we're supposed to think highly of them. I've met too many people that were socially conservative to think highly of someone just because they're socially conservative. Yeah, just like I've met too many Democrats to think that they're virtuous just because they're Democrats. And let's not talk about the red caps, okay? But just because you are telling the world right out of the gate that you're a Christian doesn't make me believe that you actually are following a Christ-like path. It's kind of like whenever you have somebody tell you there's some version of, would I lie, or he says, or I'm telling you the truth or something. When somebody has to say that they're telling you the truth, or they're not lying, question whether they are telling you the truth, or if they are actually lying. Because people who aren't lying, people who are telling the truth, don't need to say that. It is only because they are trying to convince you of something that they feel the need to say that, which is strange, Court, because it works against them. If they just didn't say that, they would be more believable. But I guess if you're in that particular frame of reference, maybe you can't believe that anyone else is honest, so maybe you feel that everybody does this and you just don't notice that they don't. Could be, who knows. But I am fascinated by the folks that really need to tell me or anybody else that looks at their profile that they're Christian. So, do any of you out there do that? Do you post that plain, front and center in your profiles that you are in fact Christian with your favorite, psalm, or just all before God, or whatever, God before all, whatever that phrase is, that kind of thing? Yeah, do you do that? If you do it, why do you do it? And have you seen it yourself? And if you have seen it, do you feel that the people that are doing it are any more or less virtuous than anybody that isn't doing it? Are they walking the walk, or are they just talking the talk?